Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
All right, man. Let's talk about the heavyweight division. Got zero buzz in America without Deontay Wilder. I did see the press conference with Fury and Dillian White. It was the direct opposite of what people thought. Dillian White, he came with the whole hood behind him and with him, just in case something popped off, which Tyson Fury daddy did start running his mouth though, but that's his pops, which his pops got stripes though, so he can't even come to America. But at the same time, man, it was respectful and all that stuff. Nothing really to talk about. Dillian White did show up. He explained that he didn't show up because the business went right. But people like I didn't talk about that fight till after the fight, not because I didn't want to cover that fight or I don't think it's actually a good fight. People don't care. Every time I talked about the pay-per-view price, how they charging us double for that fight over here, what they charging them in the UK. When you break down what the US dollar is to pounds, they charging in US money, they charging them 30. Well, in our money, they charging them $33 for the fight. They charging us like $75 for the fight, strictly through ESPN Plus. All right, and that's what they charging us. All right, and he said, basically, I thought Bob said we'd be able to buy the fight through our cable provider. I guess that changed, and they just gonna go through with ESPN Plus, which, you know, they ain't been doing a great job marketing the fight. I finally seen the commercial for the fight this morning, right? And it was like super duper quick. So, usually the cable companies, do the promoting and this, that, and the third. But, you know, uh, but without Deontay Wilder, man, Tyson Fury and the rest of the division don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Anthony Joshua should have jumped on, fought Wilder. And hopefully he, in his case, he would have beat Wilder. Then, he would have been able to come back and forth. And I know in the UK they got, great fans and, they got 100,000 people that's going to be showing up tomorrow. Saturday night for the fight. But at the end of the day, man, over here, it don't matter. If the Klitschko's had a Deontay Wilder in the prime or a couple of or at least a Deontay Wilder in the prime, they would have been able to make they bones over here. What you got to understand, it's all about, transferable fan bases. You know what I'm saying? Floyd was able to take Oscar De La Hoya's fan base and, be his fan base, even watch him to lose or watch him to win. So, when you get rare exceptions like Deontay Wilder, where he never had to transfer fan bases, his fan base, his support was built in from fighting on free TV. You know what I'm saying? His fan base was built on free TV, so he was one of the unique circumstances. And by then, heavyweight boxing is kind of different too. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely different. Because people all, the pound for pound list was created, because heavyweight boxing was so popular and people didn't care about the smaller weight classes. You know what I'm saying? That's why they call welterweight the heavyweight of boxing, because it's the last weight division that you wear 8-ounce gloves in. All right, it's the last division where you wear 8-ounce gloves in, so that's where they get that from. So at the same time, man, it's a little bit different because Deontay Wilder got the one thing that sell. Two things that sell. He heavyweight and he got knockouts. He got heavyweight and he got knockouts. But more than time than not, if you don't have a built-in fan base, and a lot of times them built-in fan bases come with. Let's see what he doing. I got Mason here. Come here, Mason. He's sitting down. But a lot of them dudes got built-in fan bases. Canelo, or you build a fan base over from the Olympics, like Amir Khan. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really work for Andre Ward. It helped him as far as negotiation tactics, where he didn't have to travel in the Super 6 or Super 8, whatever it's called. He didn't have to travel. But a lot of times, that gold medal or that silver medal, kind of cannonballed you into popularity. But with Deontay, for these dudes, without Deontay Wilder, they're gonna miss a big money maker in the United States, and they're gonna miss opportunity. Now Tyson Fury took advantage of it, but they finding out that don't nobody care about Tyson Fury fighting Dillian White at 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and like 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over there on the West Coast. Don't nobody care. It was Deontay Wilder that pulled that fight. It was Deontay Wilder who sold the first fight with it till this day with Radio Raheem, which Radio Raheem needs some residuals. He needs some royalties off of that. You know? And it was and then the rematch was built up off of the count. And then the third fight was built off Tyson Fury cheated with his gloves. And now, you know, ain't none of that involved. You know, Tyson Fury, you know, people have forgot. Even though he coming back, like what they fought in October, November, December, January, February, March. Hey, he coming back 6 months later. That's unheard of for today's boxers. He come around 6 months later and don't nobody care. And that's what AJ didn't understand. You want to be a big fish in a small pond, bro. You could have came over here and been the man. Christian Shields still trying to throw it at you. She dropped that wedding ring to throw it at you. You could have been the man over here, but it don't really matter without Deontay. It's not a spark. It's not a buzz. You know, ain't nothing going on without Deontay Wilder, man. And don't nobody care about these fights but hardcore boxing fans. And you got to remember, you know, a lot of these dudes ain't even hardcore boxing fans. A lot of these dudes are fanagers, as Coach Malachi would call them. A lot of these jokers are fanagers. That's what they are. A lot of these dudes is fanagers. You know, so, you know, they never was a fan of the actual fight with Fury or actual fights. They fan of fighters. When those fighters go away, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And Wilder gave them a great opportunity. Wilder gave them a great opportunity to really break through this market. This is what the Klitschko's didn't have. They wish they had a fighter with Deontay Wilder's popularity. It'd have been on and popping. And Wilder gave them the keys to the division. Another Wilder might not come around for a while, you know. And if it is, it's gonna be Big Baby Anderson. You know what I'm saying? And who knows? Anything can happen. We've seen a lot of promising prospects, you know, especially in the heavyweight division, go down, you know, off of one punch, and it changes everything. So you can't really be banking on Big Baby Anderson, especially them dudes can't be banking on Big Baby Anderson because they older. Big Baby Anderson, like 23 years old. Now, Big Baby Miller, they was pushing him on ESPN to be the next big thing. But like I said before, they missed the freight. Tyson Fury, the only person that took advantage of that freight with Deontay Wilder, and he needed something else. He's 22 years old. He needed something else to follow up with that. You know what I'm saying? He needed something else to follow up with that. You know, and if AJ lose, he always can come back and fight Deontay Wilder. But this division don't have no spark in America without Deontay Wilder. You know, and maybe these dudes don't care about making their mark in America. You know, you fighting in front of 100,000 people in your country, like, why would I care about coming over here? You know? But, you know, they not going to matter up here without them. And if you choose to walk away, then you virtually like you ass out. Because Big Baby Anderson 22, and they ain't, you know, they said they kind of wanted to match him up with Wilder at the end of the year. They felt that he would be ready for that, which that's another story. You know what I'm saying? While they don't even got enough money to entertain Wilder, they don't think they're gonna be willing to pay him. And that's still a dangerous fight because Big Baby Anderson, you could be beating on Wilder, you could be winning the Wilder, and then you could be losing the Wilder, wherever it goes. It could be even, and then bam, he dropped the hammer. He's definitely not one of those fighters that you want to build your fighter against. You know, even though by the hardcore boxing fan in this, you know, abyss and the abyss that boxing is in this era, you know, people gonna be like, you know, who was Alexander Usyk if he dominates? You know what I'm saying? Like in the 90s, everybody was, it was a big sport. That's probably like one of the last times that it was a really big sport. Like it was more popular than the NFL in the 90s. It might have rivaled basketball. You know what I'm saying? Only thing that was bigger than basketball in the 90s was rap, hip hop as a whole. So, I mean, like I said before, a lot of these dudes, AJ missed out on his golden ticket in the heavyweight division in America. This fight got zero buzz with Fury and White. And this pay-per-view in America for the highest dollar around the world that I know of is $75. Hold on. If you don't believe me, what that song about Jeezy and Boosie, you better believe it. My money don't fold, better believe it. Hold on. It's $33 and some change over there in the UK. In our money. It's $70 here. On ESPN Plus, it's $70. And then they say you gotta buy ESPN Plus, which I already got it. Come on. And Fury's rematch with Wilder was $80. So they charging us $70 when the citizens of the UK only paying $33 in our money. But by law, they can't upcharge the UK citizens ticket prices or pay-per-view. So like I said, without Wilder, this shit, in America, man, don't nobody seem to care. Even the top channels ain't talking about this. Even those channels ain't talking about it. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Check the heavyweight boxing playlist out. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live, drop the video. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. All right. Also, you can check me out on Linktree. It's the first link in the description. You can check me out there. You can find Twitter, Twitch, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Anchor, Spotify, all the whole thing. Find me there at the Linktree link. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know in the comment section. Peace.